I want you to think of a hamster. What does a hamster do? It runs on the wheel, right? Day and night, day over day, week after week, month after month, it runs on the wheel. I want you to think about comparing yourself to the hamster. I know, you probably think I'm crazy, but that's okay. Are you doing the same thing? Are you being so busy and your time is always exhausted by doing things, but you really don't feel like you're productive? You actually have this sense of fear that you're not doing enough because you're really not getting the outcomes that you're wanting or desiring. Just like that hamster, it's running, but it's not really going anywhere. There's nothing new to see. It's the same old thing all the time. So if you're like that, if you are, busy working off your to-do list, feeling like you're doing a lot of things but not getting the results that you're looking for, I have some tips for you. Because what if the information I gave you could get you off the hamster wheel? What if you could get then the desired outcomes that you're looking for? The return on investment. And what if you got to spend the time doing really the things you love to do instead of just working off that list? There's one really important principle. It's called the 80-20 principle. It states that 20% of what you do creates 80% of your outcome. So 20% of what you do creates 80% of your outcome. It's the 20% and the work that you're doing and the tasks and the activities and the projects that you're working on that actually produce the biggest return on investment. Now at Full Circle, we have a very special line that we ask ourselves when we're looking at, are we being productive or not? Is this the highest and best use of my time? Is this the highest and best use of my time? Because if it is the highest and best use of time, then you get some great results. If it's not, then you're probably like the hamster, running and running and running and not getting any of the results that you're looking for. I just wanted to share a couple stories because I can think of, a client when I first gave this exercise to him, because there's 3 tips that I want to give you. When I first gave this exercise, they're like, oh my gosh, I spend so much time doing so many things that don't produce any income for me and my family. And I hope with these tips that you will also be able to get some aha moments and really start being more productive and efficient with your time energy. What are the 3 steps? What are the 3 steps that can really move you forward in your productivity and your desired incomes? Well, step number 1 is determining, what are you worth? What is your dollar per hour worth? So if you're productive and you make your most income by seeing clients or selling cars or whatever it is, how many hours is that and what's the revenue you get, and divide it and find out what you are worth by like $1 per hour. So if you are worth $400 per hour as an entrepreneur, it is important to know it's important to know that number. The next thing is to then check and see where you spend your time. How do you spend your time? Do you spend most of your time doing things that are productive and produce an outcome? Or do you spend a lot of your time on tasks that might be worth $20 an hour, like cutting the grass, or $40 to clean your house, or driving kids around that doesn't necessarily cost you money, but it is time spent with the kids, but not necessarily producing outcomes. So where do you and how do you spend your time? It's really important to get clear on that. And then the third step is to have your tasks prioritized. What is the highest and best use of your time? What projects need to come to the top of the list? Often people work off that to-do list and there's no rhyme or reason. And so they spend their time running on that hamster wheel. But if you move the highest priority things to the top of the list that actually produce an income or produce productivity or have a return on investment, that is the best and highest use of your time. So those are the 3 steps in order to get you to where you need to be. I just wanted to share a quick story on how that actually creates, those tips help in everyday life. So for me, my kids are a bit older, they're 13, 15, they need to be driven everywhere. Is that the highest and best use of my time? I like spending time with my kids, but if I could spend 1 or 2 hours specifically working on a project that I know, like I'm sending a mass email out to my patients, or I'm doing some reactivations, or we're working on a marketing project of some sort, that's probably a better use of my time per se. But what I find really interesting is I've enrolled my mom, who is almost 70. You know, the kids don't love spending when they were little, they loved spending time with Nana, but now they've got their friends and, it's not as cool. So my mom actually drives them different places, which is great because she actually gets that connection piece. She talks to them, finds out stuff about their life that they, wouldn't share if I was there. So it's been a great win-win for her and for me. Another easy example is, we have 3 acres of land. I have a neighbor across the road that absolutely loves sitting on his tractor and cutting grass. For me, that's not the best use of my time. So at the end of the year, when I write a check to him, it is the best money spent because I know that I am more productive doing other things than cutting the grass. And I love the outcome, but not necessarily the process. So think of some things maybe that you could shift that is a win-win situation for you. If you feel like there's some great information here, you've got some good tips, you can really move forward, hit the like button. If you know someone, maybe intimately, or someone that could benefit from hearing this because you think that they're just stuck on that hamster wheel, share it with them. And you definitely want to subscribe to our channel. We have a ton of videos with lots of great tips for increasing productivity, increasing your ROI, finding work-life balance, some system stuff. So please subscribe and share the page.
Our mission at Full Circle Coaching and Consulting is to awaken individuals to the power of authentic expression and help them realize their full potential, both personally and professionally. Without a cookie-cutter approach, we help you design and manifest your most authentic dream life, resulting in you earning more money and you having more time with your loved ones. You don't need to learn anything new in order to have the business and life you desire. You need to unlearn and shed all the unsupportive beliefs and behaviors that are subconsciously sabotaging your success. We help you connect with that factory-installed inner guidance and then reverse engineer the steps it takes to go from where you are to where your heart is calling you to be. This is our specialty. Let us help. When you're ready, connect with us through the links in the description below or go to our website at fullcirclecoachingandconsulting.com.